Who is your party's national chairman?
Barrister Julius Abure. No contradiction.
No contradiction whatsoever.
At all. Except the day in which he resigned and handed over party. But at the moment, he is the national chairman of the Labour Party.
Who is Lamidi Apapa?
Okay, and this is the story. Lamidi Apapa is one of the deputy or vice chairman of the party.
Okay.
At a point in time. And then, truth be told, Lamidi Apapa has been part of the party, and then we've been together. But then all of a sudden, I think something must have bitten him from somewhere. And then he decided to act the way he is acting. Because most of us are labor and unionist, including my humble self.
Okay.
So we have a discipline. No matter what our challenges are, we deal with it internally, and then we come out together. So when somebody among the group decides to betray this particular strong union, he become a non-personal grantor. So in this case, whatever it is that Lamidi Apapa had or accused Abure of, nobody knew about it, except, of course, when we just heard it on the public. And so, therefore, as far as we are concerned, this particular issue has been challenged in the court of law, and then collectively, even as the labor movement, the labor Congress, and then the TUC, including the party apparatus itself, recognize only one party chairman, and that is Barrister Julius Abure, and his national secretary, Malam Ibrahim Umar, and then the National Working Committee.
Let me talk to you then about the recent judgment in Imo, Kogi, about elections conducted by Abure, the notification of that process. What's the party's position on that?
Well, interestingly, I was part of the team that went to do the primaries of the delegates of the Imo State. And then we had a primary, and then at the primary, a governorship candidate emerged in the name of Achonu, who emerged as candidate. You see, if people who are interested in building a front, this is a struggle for over 30-something years that we've been in the trenches. We've never had it good, as close as this. For us to have a party chairman under the leadership of Barrister Abure, we have 8 senators. We have 38 Federal House of Reps. We have 64 State Assembly members elected under this leadership. What more could anybody have wanted from a gentleman as Abure? Yes, you can. Every leadership have its own challenges.
What is the position of the party as regards that primary election?
No, the position is very. I just mentioned it that we have a primary, and then the person emerged under that particular leadership. So even if there are other people who are saying that they had a primary somewhere and they are having it, as far as it did not come through the properly leadership, it is not recognized because INEC was at that particular primary. And then this particular gentleman emerged as the governorship candidate of the party.
Did the law court nullify that primary or not?
I don't know whether they are very much aware of how the processes are, because that particular case was taken to court by another candidate from another group of people named by Bashir. So it does not even concern anyone of us. Probably what the judgment were, because I know there are some kind of a misinterpretation of those particular decisions.
That's why I'm asking you now, because I want you to provide clarity on that.
There were
judgment.
Misinterpretation as regard to what took place and probably who appealed or not. It has nothing to do with the constitutionally elected leadership of the party and then the person that came in as candidate.
So what is it about then, if it's got nothing to do with the leadership of the party?
Well, with all due respect to our judiciary, I think probably the court has been misled. And until when clarity is being given to this particular court, and I think the court may have to retract its own step because they are fully misled. Because you see, in court, court only deal with what is being brought in front of each.
True that.
So if they don't have any fact as regards to, they will also act on what they see and then probably believe. But in this case, I will also wish and pray that some of our court cases do a little bit of investigative journalism as regards to true position of whatever is being brought into the before them, so that they can adjudicate on the right situation on ground. Because honestly, that case should have been thrown out of the court even before it even landed on the front of the judge.
To read something to you, Dr. Yunusa,
yes,
or what Arabambi said. Arabambi says, it's indeed worrisome, I'm quoting now.
Yes.
It's indeed worrisome that even though he went to the Presidential Electoral Tribunal as a non-member of the Labour Party and lied severally that there was a time they issued subpoena to INEC for all these documents and maintained that they were unable to pay all the documents, they seek to tender. Kicks regret in our party stakeholders. Essentially, Arambabi is saying that Obi went to the tribunal as a non-member.
It's unfortunate that people try to mislead the country and make blatant lies. And the question I really want to ask, where was he when Labour Party was and when Peter Obi was not a member of the Labour Party? Is it not the euphoria of the Peter Obi that you are making that's making him more even known in this particular country? So he should be grateful to Peter Obi for being a member of the Labour Party. I was a member of the electoral committee that conducted the primary of Peter Obi in Asaba. And if he was not a member of the Labour Party, I would never have ever been, because I have a name to protect. I have a track record to protect. I would never have been any member of that particular. So he joined the party. And I have on record his membership card. And I saw his membership card. I was a star witness at the tribunal. So why would somebody come and tell me that Peter... In fact, Peter Obi is more a Labour Party member than even Arabambi himself, because he believes in the interests of the Nigerian people and is targeting to get Nigerians out of the wood. If Arabambi believed in this particular cause, he shouldn't have been the one that will be championing anything against Labour Party. You cannot attempt to destroy the house in which that fed you. That would be blasphemy. In fact, it's treasonable. Because that is where you were known. That was where you believed that you can help the Nigerian people. But you are now trying to bring it down, shamefully too. It's sad. I don't like to join issue with people, but right. Collectively, I believe that all of us have been in the trenches for a very long time. And if you really want to get Nigeria out of the wood, if there's somebody who's already championing that cause, all you needed to do is strengthen him to get us out of the wood. Somebody was just asking me, I was a presidential candidate in 2019. Why am I a spokesperson? Because I believe there's somebody who can give us something different.
You have said that reconciliation is ongoing, or it started. Has it stopped?
No, it hasn't. Because the same group have interviewed a lot of people. And in fact, they've made a lot of attempts to reach out to each and every one that has issues. And so that we can deal with it internally and take a frontal position collectively. And that is ongoing.
Is there, if reconciliation breaks down, like irreparably, breaking down of things, is there an option of expelling Lamidi Apapa, Arabambi, and his faction?
It's already under that particular, he's been suspended.
Expulsion. Is that on the table?
Well, that will be the work of the committee that has already been put in place to do. And then if they found him wanting in that, of course, they will take the party has a constitution, and the processes of the constitution of the party must be followed.
I'm sure you're following trend at the national level. We hear that the Nigerian lawmakers have about 70 billion out of the 500 billion approved for the president. Quite a number of Nigerians are saying, look, if truly indeed the lawmakers are for the people, none of them should take from this money. They should be speaking up against this money. As a matter of fact, what's the position of the Labour Party and maybe the directive from the party to your representatives?
Well, the party position is always a pro-people's decision. It's always in the interest of the people. And so consultative meetings have already been going on as regard to what will be the formal position of the party being said. But if you ask me personally,
okay,
it would have been my own wish that every of our lawmakers, irrespective of the partisan position, and say, look, every money that has been approved should go to the Nigerian people. Yes, I know that a lot of them must have gone through a lot of expenses through, so there is an opportunity for them to like maybe recoup from the expenses. But there are there are major opportunities ahead of them, because it's only when the people survive that they will survive. If the people are not surviving, it becomes. Let's take a look at it from a different direction. A lot of people don't understand this. When you make the people comfortable, it eases up the tension on you. Yes, because every lawmaker goes back to this constituency. Somebody from somewhere, if his child did not go to school, he's thinking about his lawmaker. If he doesn't eat 3 square meals, he's thinking about his lawmaker. If there are health situations, security situations, he's always thinking about his lawmaker. How many people would you take from that money that you'll be giving to every day? But if you make him independent, and then, allow him to survive on his whatever business that he or she is doing, he will be off your neck. And we will reduce the issue of social vices.
Let me talk to you about the policies of Tinubu's government in the last few weeks that's been in charge. What are your thoughts on those policies?
I think they are, even though I wouldn't have made any statement in the government, because I'm challenging that particular position already in the court of law. And I will make a very just open statement and say, look, you are in a rush to impress people. You are in a rush to consolidate and institutionalize and legalize your position, so you make mistakes. That is the situation.
You think he's made mistakes?
Yes, there are mistakes. There are mistakes because they may look good. All of us have agreed that we can remove subsidy and all of those ones. But when you make those particular statements and then without thinking before even acting, it leaves you more problem. As it is now, they are struggling with how to find a way out of the issue of this particular fuel subsidy removal. And then, even though you are not also at the same time, it has dwelled into even announcing your cabinet. One would have thought that probably you are trying to say, oh, we are hitting the ground running and all solutions have been provided. Nigerians want to feel the impact of governance that affects them directly. But they are now under pain and pang.
You think he shouldn't have removed the subsidy?
No,
even though he didn't remove the subsidy.
No, he didn't. I told you he didn't remove the subsidy. It was already been removed by Muhammadu Buhari. All he need to do was that find it would have been a cushioning effect announcement that will have drawn the people nearer, not announcing it and putting pain and pang on them. That is where the mistake was. So,
what would your principal have done any differently?
Our principal will have talked about the issue of modular refineries in all the 6 geographical zones. The modular refinery will have been up and running, producing fuel, so that it can reduce the pain of importing fuel into the country, and then we'll put it together and just position it to make sure that, okay, while we are importing the minimal one, gradually we are reducing, and then we are producing at home. That is possibly done. And then we talk about how the earnings of the civil servant will be, which is, of course, weekly or monthly, just like as we've already postulated earlier on, so that we'll put that in the front burner, and the Nigerian people will know that they are going to earn better, and then the cost of transportation will have been reduced in such a way that it will affect the goods and productivity that we consume every day. In those particular statements will make you so that you are pro-people.
All of this will take some time.
Like I said, with a bipartisan political National Assembly, you can easily deal with it because it's about the people. Because any political party that goes against the interests of the people will be thinking about his own constituency and how we are going to vote him back into position of power. If you goes against the interests of the people, you know that you are losing your seat. So it's about Nigeria, and here that is very, very important.
We're not going to go into the PPT proceedings and everything. I just want to ask straightforward question. Do you have confidence in the PPTs?
We have hope. We have hope, and we believe that God...
Not confidence.
We have hope. Let me repeat that. We have hope. Because if I say confidence, I mean probably I know the outcome of the judiciary that will come. No, but we have hope that there will be courage that will be instilled into the minds of our judges so that to help put Nigeria on the right path. The processes are wrong, and everybody knows this.
The electoral processes?
The processes are wrong. Okay. Everybody knows this. You don't need to be told. It's very vivid, because when you have an election, 3 elections took place on the same day. 2 elections were announced on the real time. 1 was not announced at the real time. And nobody can give you an explanation. You keep on dilly-dallying from, you know there's something wrong. If the processes are correct and done very rightly, everybody will have congratulated the winner.